What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I put an update on this. I think the last video I put up was on assembling that motor, and I've done a lot since. I haven't been able to video most of it, but I've made a bunch of progress on here, so we're going to go over that a little bit. Some people have been asking me for an update on the Thundercat as well, the Thundercat 900. That's coming. I'm just waiting for parts right now, so that's kind of holding me up, but that'll be out soon. And we got some YXZ updates coming as well. But in the meantime, anyways, so here's the CR250. A lot has changed since you last seen it. So I think at the end of the last video, I just had the motor done. It wasn't in the frame yet. So we got the motor in the frame now. We got the swing arm on, rear suspension, the rebuilt front forks are on. We got some of the fenders on. We've made a lot of progress here, but once again, it's kind of just waiting for parts that's holding me up. So, but yeah, here it is. I had to get another pipe. I used stock 80 pipe. It's not perfect, but it's pretty nice. The original pipe, if you've seen the first video, was totally finished. They had scabbed in a bunch of like thick steel, like quarter-inch thick stuff, maybe not quarter-inch, but really thick stuff down in that section, and it basically was unusable. And I wanted to find an original pipe. I'm trying to keep it as original looking as possible. But anyways, we got that pipe on. The forks are on. The silencer right now, I'm just cleaning up. That had to get cut open and repacked and repainted, so that's going to go on in a minute as well. It's the original one that came off the bike. I ended up buying new OEM, not new, but used OEM wheels. The ones I had on it were pretty toast. I actually ended up paying more for these wheels than I did for the whole bike. And they weren't as nice as I thought they were going to be, but you know what, they're pretty nice for what they are. So they got brand new Starcross tires on them, front and back, brand new. I'm gonna have to clean these spokes up a bit, in the hub a little bit. It has got a bit of corrosion on there, a little bit of rust, so I don't want that on there. So we're gonna do that today. I guess I should go over this as well. The lower fork tubes on this bike were really corroded and they weren't looking too good. I really didn't want to paint them. I know a lot of people paint them because they get too far gone with the corrosion, but I really didn't want to paint them, so I spent a bunch of time sanding them and going over them with a Scotch-Brite pad, and I didn't get them perfect, but I got them looking pretty good, so I'm really happy with that. I also have to drill the rivets out on these brackets for the side panels. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. These old bikes, I guess they rivet the panels on there. That's I like that. Or sorry, rivet the mounting bracket on. So those are going to come off. I have to sand and paint these as well. Then I'll put the new side panels on. A bunch of stuff on the go. Still waiting for a carb boot. I ended up actually ripping the one I had myself when I was trying to get gaskets off it. I was moving it a bit and cracked the carb boot. So we got a new Honda OEM one actually coming in. Waiting on that as well, of course. But yeah, let's start getting some parts on this bike. So we'll get that silencer on, and then yeah, we'll go from there. We'll just see what else we get on. I'd like to get the side panels on, and oh, you know what, one more thing that you guys didn't see, here it is. I got the seat recovered, and I got the new seat pan as well, and it looks very nice. It's got an original style, like replica cover, and it looks really good on the bike. So let's start getting some stuff on this. All right, first things first, we're gonna try and get some rust off this hub and spokes. So I've already had it sitting for a little bit, but I've been using this rust remover gel actually, and I used it on the top of the forks that were pitted, and it helped a lot. So I coated all this, we're gonna let it sit. The way I did the forks is I would let it sit, I'd wipe it off, and then I'd reapply and wipe it off, and I do that a few times, and it got rid of a lot of the rust. So let's we're gonna let this sit for a bit, probably put a couple coats, and we'll see how this turns out. All right, so I worked at that rust remover for a bit, and it actually did a really good job. It didn't get it all off, but probably like 90% of it. That stuff is great, guys. Did it on the spokes too, plus I sanded the spokes really lightly, and it turned out pretty good. So yeah, you know what, this actually turned out really well. I'm still gonna have to put some aluminum cleaner and clean the actual rim itself. It's still pretty dirty and has some weird blemishes in it that hopefully I can get out. I think I can. But overall, that rim turned out Really good. I am super happy with that. That rust remover stuff is very good stuff. As for the bike, I was gonna time lapse it, but I was having a bunch of problems. But we're good now. So there it is. The side panel's not actually bolted on yet, it's just in place because I wanted to see what it looked like. But we got the that silencer on, and we also threw the front number plate on. Just on a side note, these DC plastics, I don't know if anyone else has good luck with these, but I've had nothing but trouble with these plastics. The front fender, for instance, you can't see it now because it's bolted up, but your 4 bolt holes that bolt to the bottom of your triple clamp, like one of the holes was out by like a 1/4 inch, maybe more, compared to the other ones. Wouldn't bolt up at all, not even close. Had to drill out all the holes to a bigger size, use a larger washer so I could, you know, get it to line up. It's also got a slight tweak in it, but I can't complain about that. That's very minor. The side plastics, I guess the original ones used to have a lip here where you can hook a strap, and it actually pulls the 2 side plastics, the one on this side, the one on the other side, together. So this little rubber strap with the hooks will keep the front plastics tied together, I guess to stop them from moving and whatnot. These DC plastics don't have anything like, and as the rear mounts, obviously, here's the ones I painted up that I haven't put on yet. So this is gonna rivet in behind here. So you have to drill those holes out because they don't even drill the holes out for you. And it'll mount the plastic at the back, but I'm kind of like, I don't understand why they wouldn't have that hook in the front. Like I don't know, just little minor details. Like it probably won't make much of a difference, but you know what I mean? Little things like that. So I guess VMX is probably the way to go. I actually had people comment, I made a post on a forum right off the bat saying, I was looking in, or I bought DC plastics, and everyone said, don't do it, don't buy the DC plastics. And it was too late, I already bought them. And I guess they were right, but I don't know. Maybe it's just for this bike they don't work, or maybe it's just my luck and a couple other people's luck they don't fit, but hasn't been working out too well for me. I got this brake drum from the original front rim pulled out, sanded it down, cleaned it up good, painted it. That's good to go. Like I said, so I'm just waiting. I'm going to do some aluminum cleaner on that, and then we'll get that front wheel on it, and we'll go from there. We'll see what else we can get done today. All right, guys, so we used that aluminum cleaner on there, applied it a few times, wiped it off a few times, and it actually turned out pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. So we're going to throw this on the bike. We got the brake drum back in. I cleaned it all up inside, painted it. It's all good to go. So we're gonna get that thrown on the bike, and then we'll start placing these rear plastic mounts and see where they line up. We'll drill the holes in the plastics and rivet it to the mounts. So we'll get those on, get the wheel on, and we'll see where. All right, so side panels are on. Both of them went on fairly good. Had to pull the seat off actually to be able to get this side on, but we're all good. It's all on now. I think that's it for this video though. So we're kind of held up, like I mentioned earlier, waiting for that carb boot. So I can't put the carb boot together, or sorry, I can't put the carb on and put the filter on or anything like that until that new boot comes in, because I ripped the old one. And then the next video, we're going to be sanding the tank as well. I want to reuse the original tank. So we're gonna have to sand it and polish it. Hopefully it turns out okay. We'll see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, they make aftermarket tanks you can put on, but I'd actually like to keep the original one, but we'll see how it looks. So that'll be in the next video. We'll get the tank on. We'll wait for those parts to come in for the carb, the boot, sorry. And then the rear wheel I can't put on, or the chain or any of that, because I'm waiting on those rear wheel bearings to ship as well. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more of this bike, or if you want to know when the other video comes out, if you subscribe and you hit the little bell or whatever it is, it'll let you know when I release new videos. So I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.